Overpaid millionaires in sports could sit down and learn a serious lesson from reading this story. No more talking about President Donald Trump, no more taking a knee, no more nonsense out of this one big-time football star who comes from Michigan State. We're talking about Jalen Watts-Jackson, the football defensive back who is giving up his final year of eligibility to pursue a career in the Air Force. Here's a guy who recognizes his talents off the field and wants to make a difference for America, not to stand against it. This is a guy who sees a bigger picture and wants to do something productive that will last a lifetime and provide for his family. The best part about Watts-Jackson is that he has absolutely no regrets about cutting his football career short and giving up a chance to possibly play in the NFL. He's been surrounded by good people and sees the influence they've made on his life. He will have a chance to make a lasting impression that goes further than the 100 yards of a football field when he steps into the Air Force ready to serve and dedicate his life to the United States. His interest is in cyber systems operation and security in the Air Force, which sounds awesome. He's one guy who can look liberals in the eye and say he did more for America in one day than they ever will their entire miserable liberal life. There's no taking a knee when you're standing for the country, unless it's done the hard way. The former Spartans defensive back, who will always be remembered for his 38-yard winning touchdown off a botched Michigan punt attempt in 2015, lifting MSU to an improbable 27-23 victory at Michigan Stadium, plans to forego his final season of eligibility and join the Air Force. A lot of people were confused. They thought I was going into the Air Force to play football, Watts-Jackson said Friday. My dad was in the military, and he used to joke, if you can't figure out what to do in life, go to the military. It's pretty ironic it ended up happening. I feel like it was God's plan. Leaving football behind, even though he could have returned to East Lansing as a fifth-year senior in the fall, was tough for Watts-Jackson, who also considered playing elsewhere as a graduate transfer. Instead, he'll specialize in cyber systems operation and security in the Air Force. I thought about it for some time, and when I finally made a decision, it was pretty late in the process, he said. Walking away from football wasn't easy, but it's something I'm going to stick with. I'm excited for the next chapter in my life to begin. Actually, my major at Michigan State was advertising. I started drawing interest in cyber systems operation and security during my junior year, but by then, I was too deep into advertising. My cousin brought up the Air Force program, and once I started researching it, became very interested. My decision was influenced by good people around me who served our country. Jalen Watts-Jackson might be leaving his college football career, but he will always have this miracle touchdown score to defeat his arch-rival. He became an instant legend that day. If there's one thing that's great about Watts-Jackson, it's his ability to think ahead and make a decision. It's his desire to succeed further than chasing the dream of making the NFL. If he stayed in school under his former major of advertising, one that he no longer seemed interested in, then what would he do after college if he didn't make it to the NFL? He'd be stuck with a degree in something he lost interest in and be struggling to find his way. The other thing that's great about him is that he's not one of those take-a-knee liberal athletes who place their personal nonsense above their job. He's not a guy who abuses his platform like all the horrible NFL players kneeling or the Hollywood actors protesting and acting up while their friends commit sexual assault behind the scenes. Watts-Jackson is a proud American who was raised with critical thinking skills that allow him to make better decisions for his future. That's something that liberals aren't capable of.